If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chez back again and welcome to episode number 116 of the Career Mode Road to Glory here on FIFA 15. We start with an away game at the Medeski against Reading in the Barclays Premier League. They're a strong-ish side, strengthened with Stephen Fletcher up top, and they've still got Adam Federici in goal, so he's not going to be easy to get the ball past. They're playing a 4-4-1-1, which is a formation that we tend to struggle against actually with this Cambridge United side, at least historically in this series we did, especially in the early few seasons. But we actually, to be fair, in the early few seasons we played a lot of five-back teams, so I became accustomed to playing against five-back, and then when I was faced with more offensive players it kind of weeded me out. But we're playing still with our very traditional 4-4-2 formation with Georgiev and Ranti up top, of course. 100% strength side out for this one, and fingers crossed we can get a decent result. We do actually nick the ball off them there in the early stages, and Ranti's going to get through. He's got obviously a lot of defenders in front of him to get past, does particularly well to do so though. Just unlucky with the finish. A good reaction saved by the Australian Federici in between the sticks, and unfortunately for Ranti, he's not able to get a goal just there. But Grazo's going to play the ball over the top to him, brings it down in his stride really nicely, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Defender commits himself, this time though on his weaker left foot actually, able to get it into the back of the net. So we do have a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes. We're definitely on the front foot, but then Reading started to come back at me. Williams down the right hand side is going to get the ball into McCleary, stands the ball up brilliantly towards Stephen Fletcher. Obviously he's fantastic in the air, has the presence of mind to knock it back across goal towards the waiting striker to try and head it into the back of the net. Unfortunately for him though, he hit the bar, and then Stephen Fletcher with the follow-up effort has his shot well saved by Kieran Westwood, who's been a very good signing for us so far this season. Very pleased with how he's done, and obviously much better than Pedro Galese, the player that we had last year in the BPL. We've actually been able to keep clean sheets quite a few times in this season so far. Unfortunately though, not able to get one here because they were able to pull one back there in the 54th minute and make it 1-1. And actually the game kind of died of death after that, to be completely honest. The game finished 1-1 and there weren't really many chances to show you, at least none worthy of actually putting into a highlight reel for the rest of that game. So we get a point from the Reading game. Slightly disappointed with that, to be completely honest. So I was hoping to bounce back with a good result away from home again here, this time a little bit further west against Cardiff City, obviously in the Capital One Cup. They're in the conference, they're in the Championship, I believe. They came up and got relegated down again whilst we were on our way to the Barclays Premier League ourselves from League 2. They've got Shane Long and Mason up top. And some good players in there with Daly out wide. He's a very good winger. We'll have to keep our wits about us. I'm starting a lesser strength side. More rotation players in there, as you can see. Fabian Torres in between the sticks again. And Casada, who used to be our number one striker on the team sheet, and now finds himself as third choice behind Georgiev and Takelo Ranti. So it's a strange situation for him to be in, but obviously he would like to try and force his way back into the first team, you would presume. But it's actually Kevin Schmidt that has the first chance of the game, gets in behind here, has his shot away, and the goalkeeper makes the save as far as I can make out from real time. But the referee points to the spot. Ben Turner clearly incensed by that, really angry with the referee, their captain. You see from the replay here, he's tugging at his shirt, and I think that's what it was given for. And the goalkeeper gets to the ball first, but I think it was given for the tug beforehand. So Spauller gets a chance to step up from the spot. He's our highest rated player at present actually, Nicholas Spauller, at 79, and gets us off to a decent start here with a 1-0 lead after 18 minutes, putting it into the top right hand corner from the spot. So I was hoping this time that we'd be able to actually hold out and maintain a 1-0 lead, although albeit with a completely different starting 11 to the previous game. But Cardiff are a lesser opposition than Reading, or at least so I thought heading into this one. But Teofil Katarine gets into the box. Lovely header at the back post by Mason, and he squeezed it into that top corner. There was barely any room between the fingertips of Fabian Torres and the bar and post, but he managed to get it in there. And then Spauller gets the opportunity with another set piece, this time in the second half, to try and get the ball into the back of the net from distance with a free kick. Was headed on target and towards the back of the net, but Marshall does well to get across to it. We don't actually have a free kick specialist in the side, and to be fair, we never have in the 5 or 4.5 seasons that we've been going so far. We've never really had a single player that has been, someone that you would say is a free kick specialist, a dead ball specialist. list, but maybe that's something we need to look into in a future transfer window to perhaps try and strengthen our game from dead plays or dead ball plays. But we'll try and get ourselves a second here if we can. Spoiler with another shot saved by Marshall here. He seems to be the main man for this game, Spoiler, and he's actually having a very, very good game as well. I would have played Jack Grealish in this one out wide, but he was still injured, unfortunately. So Spoiler had to play back-to-back games, and we almost get a winner there in stoppage time. That could not have been closer. So we head into extra time, of course. No replays in the Capital One Cup. It is all decided on the night. If there is no winner in extra time, then we'll go to penalties. But Adarabio squares it to Casada, who does really well to win the header in the first place because he's not the tallest, but unfortunately couldn't keep it down. So he's trotting over the sidelines to take this throw in on the... I was going to say on the hour mark. No, it's practically on the 100-minute mark. And Spoiler involved again down the left-hand side, clearly having an instrumental part to play in today's game. And whips it up brilliantly, and this time Schmidt, slightly taller, gets over the top of the ball rather than underneath it like Casada did, and gets it down into the back of the net to give us a 2-1 lead and eventually a 2-1 win as well. So we're through to the semi-finals of the Capital One Cup. Brilliant work by us so far. We got to the semi-finals of the FA Cup in the third season, was it, when we were in the Championship? It may even have been the second season when we were in League One. I can't quite remember, but we come back to the Barclays Premier League for the third and final game of the episode, this time at home for the first time today against Aston Villa, again with a starting Force 100 strength side. Nicholas Spoiler is in the starting 11 here, but as you can see, Jack Grealish is back on the bench, and I was going to bring him on pretty much immediately after the start of the game because Spoiler was by no means fit for this one, at about 65% stamina, so I definitely took him off as quickly as I could. It's weird, sometimes when the players have that little, kind of plaster symbol next to them, or band-aid if you're American, symbol next to them, they can't go into the starting 11. It says they're injured and they can't play. But then if you put them on the bench, you can bring them on immediately. So it doesn't make much sense. I think it's just another glitch, one of the many in FIFA 15 this year in career mode. But Chikowi shows brilliant strength there to hold off Bakuna. Gets around the outside of his own player as well as the defender. And somehow Ranty wins that header from behind the defender. I don't know how he's managed to do that. Powers the ball into the back of the net, into the near post. And we are 1-0 up after 10 minutes. Fantastic start here. Wasn't expecting him to win that header. I kind of gave up as the ball was in mid-air, but somehow he was able to win it and score it. So brilliant work from him. Here is Jack Grealish involved in the play. Gracie gets tackled there. Then it fortunately drops back to him as it rebounds off a second defender, and he's able to slide in, crunch with the goalkeeper, and slot it into the bottom corner with his left foot. So we have a 2-0 lead here, and then Paul Downing goes on a lovely run here. Really offensive stuff from the centre-back. Gets taken out by Martin Braithwaite. He got booked in the second minute of the game. Picks up his second yellow here for that lunging tackle on the defender. Finds himself getting sent off. So things go from bad to worse for Aston Villa. 2-0 down after 40 minutes. And now a man down as well. Their main striker gets himself sent. It was nowhere near the ball. Absolutely nowhere near it. Definite striker's challenge. Stupid challenge to make when you're already on a booking as well. And to be fair, his first booking was a challenge similar to that also. So completely ridiculous stuff from him. But we were able to get it to 3-0 literally 2 minutes after that sending off, and game pretty much well done and dusted in the first half, or so I thought. In the second half, Aston Villa really flew at me. You can see here in the opening couple of minutes, Andreas Weimann gets the ball across to Hamuma, who finds Ashley Westwood. We've got Kieran Westwood, and he gets beaten here by Andreas Weimann. It's actually 3-1 now as the Austrian pulls one back. I always get confused by the Westwoods, one at Aston Villa and obviously Kieran Westwood now at Sheffield Wednesday in real life. Used to be at Sunderland, the goalkeeper, but it's Ashley Westwood at Aston Villa, and it's actually Mickey Drennan played through here, squares it to Bojan of all players, formerly of Stoke. And Mickey Drennan obviously is a player we had on Football Manager when we were at Walsall, and I think we've previously mentioned him in this particular series actually, and he is heavily involved there in Villa getting a second goal back in the 87th minute. But luckily for me, the second half didn't go from bad to worse for us, and we were able to pick up all 3 points. So 4 points in the league and a cup progression for us sees us remain top of the table after 15 games. Still 2 points clear of Spurs, but Arsenal have a game in hand who can close to within 2 points as well should they win that. We haven't won a load of games so far this season. We've just avoided defeat. But Liverpool actually are still undefeated after 14 games, but they've drawn 10 of them. 10 draws out of the opening 14 games. It's absolutely ridiculous. They could be top by an absolute mile if they'd won even just a handful of those extra games. So a ridiculous run for Liverpool so far. The only team in the league so far to remain undefeated, and we are the only side to have lost only one, and then it's up to 3 games defeated for everybody else. So a strong season for us so far. Hopefully we can continue that over the weekend with more episodes in this series. There will be a stream tonight. Not sure whether it will be Football Manager or Project Cars. I haven't as of yet decided, so definitely check the link in the description to Twitch for that stream. It will be happening around about now by the time you're seeing this, so check the Twitch channel. If I'm live, I'm live. If I'm not, I'll be going live shortly, and of course follow me on Twitter as well, and you'll know exactly what's going on. But that'll bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.